They may not have got much time to introduce themselves last week on Southern States Wrestling, but Grant Christell, and does he call himself Gorgeous? I think he does. Yeah, Gorgeous Grant Christell. I mean, one man's meat and all that. I don't find him gorgeous, it has to be said. I can talk about that with him if you'd like. Anyway, he's there with Z Collins, because of course they are panning up together. Z has a sort of florid persona with a feather boa, I think. I like a feather boa myself at times. And they're fighting, or he's fighting, although they will both get involved, of course, yes. Fighting Ryan Austin, yes. They trade arm locks, and there's a drop kick. See, these are fairly new types of gentlemen in the wrestling world with Southern States Wrestling. By the way, Lord Murphy Costigan, not here this week. So I'm not getting angry or anything, not getting cheesed off, although he will be seen during this fight telling us that he should be getting a rematch clause, because he gave everybody a rematch clause when he beat them, so why shouldn't he have? Anyway, I'm getting angry, aren't I? And I shouldn't. Right. There's a drop kick from Austin, a headlock which is nicely worked, and then Christell is back with some stomps and some punches. There's an arm drag from Grant Christell. It's worked by Ryan Austin. He works the arm, then gets some chokes in. Northern Lights suplex is nice, actually, from Grant Christell for a 2 count. Then there's a standing neck breaker from Ryan Austin. And I like the way that Z Collins gets involved once in this match. That is to trip Ryan Austin and hold on to the leg, a la Bobby Heenan at, I want to say, WrestleMania 6. Was it? Or was it SummerSlam SummerSlam, wasn't it? When he beat the Warrior. Didn't he lose it at WrestleMania? That's Rick Rude, of course. Simply ravishing. Unlike Z Collins and Grant Christell. Christell. Anyway, it's quite good. So Christell, Tal gets the pin, and we've got the main event. I wasn't really expecting much from this, because it's Wild Bill, who's of course the Legacy Champion, versus PD Hogg, who's smaller and isn't the Legacy Champion, and it's for the Legacy Championship. Well, Bill just smacks him around to start with, bites him. There's a forearm off the apron, because he doesn't mind going outside, as Joe Wheeler tells us. But PD Hogg comes back, and I'm really surprised. He got a lot of offense in here. Gave him a good going over, at times. Drives him into the ring post, chops him. It's sold well by Bill. Cranks on the head, then decides to bite him himself. But he's wearing a mask. PD, it's a leather mask. It's a leather mask. You can't, there's no way you're going to sink your incisors into that. No, it's finely seasoned. Finely seasoned leather. No. Oh, too late. Anyway, you've got a bow and arrow from PD. Joe Wheeler doesn't name it the bow and arrow, but it is, really. PD then tries to lift him, couldn't even shift him. But then there's a huge standing clothesline from PD. Very nice. Apparently, according to Joe Wheeler, people like Wild Bill because he's just a good person. I don't spot that from the persona, but I don't know him very well, you see. There you go. Now, PD gets a choke in the ropes. Bill comes back with an avalanche and a belly-to-belly throw, but he can't follow up because PD has really hammered him, you see. PD gets a chain and gets a 2 count from that. Assisted punch, I think it was, if I remember rightly. Gets a 2 count. He's surprised at that. And apparently, according to Joe Wheeler, he's literally throwing the kitchen sink at him. I didn't see that. I didn't see a pair of mixer taps smack into Wild Bill's head. Nor did I see any kitchen cupboards coming at him as well. Anyway, Bill then gets the bull rope in the corner and sends PD into it, then hits a big leg drop for the pin. It was competitive, and I was very surprised at that. And I wasn't surprised that when Joe Wheeler interviews Wild Bill afterwards, He walks towards the camera, and Joe's having to take the microphone closer and closer to the camera. It works, actually, but I think now they're used to him doing that. So it's getting a little better. And Southern States Wrestling, even without Lord Murphy Costigan wrestling, was pretty good this week. I enjoyed it. Never thought I'd hear myself say that. Ta-ta.